Hi guys, so I'm back again to do another quick vlog, ranty update about what's been happening. Today I went for my second stretch and sweep, and on both occasions now, even though I've gone to have a stretch and sweep, I've come away without a stretch and sweep. So still haven't had a stretch and sweep yet. I am now 38 weeks and 6 days, so I'm nearly 39 weeks, and there's reasons why they want to induce me earlier. If you watch my previous vlog, I explained why they wanted me to go into labour as soon as possible, as naturally as possible, in order to prevent complications. So yeah, went back today, and again they wouldn't do the sweep. So what they're saying is that baby's head, although it's nicely nestled into my pelvis, they can still like slightly move it from side to side, which means that it's definitely not engaged. And therefore they're not happy to do a stretch and sweep, because if the baby's head was to descend suddenly, the umbilical cord could fall down as well, which would obviously be really dangerous. So they're refusing to do a stretch and sweep today as well. So I completely get what they're saying. I agree with it. Obviously I don't want to put the baby at risk, but this is something that's quite new. Even though in the UK this is kind of their protocol, I've never experienced it myself. In all my other previous pregnancies, when I've had stretches and sweeps, it's not been because the baby's head has been engaged. So I think what it is that the practice that I go to, they've had some fatalities recently, and I think it's made them extra cautious, rightfully so. So I think that's why they're, really making sure that they don't miss anything. So what they want to do is get me into hospital to have the stretch and sweeps done, so they can monitor baby and make sure that everything is okay. The problem is that the hospitals won't do it until I'm 39, 40 weeks. So it's just really frustrating. So here I am. I'm 38 weeks and 6 days, I believe, today, and I'm having so much pain in my pelvis with SPD, can barely walk. I'm on painkillers, quite strong ones, morning and night now, and I'm one of those people that hates taking medication when I'm pregnant. I don't like to take anything. I won't even take a Lemsip half the time, but obviously I'm on anti-sickness tablets and migraine tablets, and so now I'm on painkillers as well, which is making me feel really crappy. I'm on iron tablets as well. It makes me feel so crappy to think that I'm taking this medication, and yet I'm being told repeatedly by these midwives that I have to take it. Like I said in the previous vlog, I'm using crutches and walking frames and stuff as and when I can. I have a tubey vest, which is like a support belt, but I find it a lot more comfortable, and actually I'm more likely to wear it more often, therefore it actually benefits me better than these maternity belts. I mean, I've tried them. I personally haven't found one that works for me and my body shape. My bump is all out front. I'd like to do a belly shot for you guys. I think you'd be quite amazed by how huge my belly is, and although I am generally bigger all over with this pregnancy, I've put on a lot of weight actually. Baby's all out front, but the bump is all out front, is huge, and because I'm so short as well, finding a belt that fits me well and that is comfortable, I haven't been able to do that yet. So what I've been doing is using the tubey vest, and that's been helping a little bit. So yeah, it's just getting to the point now where I'm so much pain. They're now saying that actually if it continues, they're going to just try and induce me anyway, even though they were concerned about the risks of inducing me. See, every time I speak to a different person, I get a different answer. And it's kind of messing me up in the head a little bit, because I just feel like all doctors should have basically the same opinion. All midwives should basically be on the same wavelength. Obviously, they differ in terms of preferences about certain things. So I'm trying to change arms. Obviously they're going to change and have their own preferences about certain things. But I think that generally speaking, they should be on the same wavelength about the majority of important issues. And that's not what I'm getting. And today at my midwife appointment, she was really, really cross, because she went through my medical notes and she could not understand a word of what was written, because the doctors, I don't know whether it's just an English thing, a British thing, but it seems to me the more intelligent they are and the higher up they are in their field, the worse their handwriting is. And the notes are all done by hand, they're not typed. And their handwriting is appalling. Seriously, it's indecipherable. I mean, I was trying to read it, and the consultant anaesthetist that I went to, he actually joked and said, I'm going to write this in my best handwriting, he said, so that there's no misunderstanding. And with him writing with his best handwriting, it looked like a spider scrawled across the page. I mean, literally, almost completely unintelligible. And I was just like, okay. But I assumed that the other midwives would be able to read it, because their handwriting is equally appalling. But today the midwife, and her handwriting is quite good, she actually swore a couple of times, which I thought was a little bit unprofessional, but, makes her human, I guess. She was like really frustrated because she could not understand basically any of the notes written by these doctors, and these notes are legal documents, and she couldn't understand them. So yeah, really frustrating. But now they're saying that despite these really dangerous risks of inducing me, they might consider inducing me because of the problems with the SPD and the fact that baby is getting so unbelievably big. I haven't had a recent estimation of her size, and today she didn't measure my uterus, so I don't know whether it's dropped at all. But I think the last measurement I had was 46 centimetres, so measuring at 46 weeks pregnant, and I am 38 and a half, say. So nearly 39 weeks, and I'm measuring 46, and it's absolutely ridiculous because I'm 5'0". There's nothing to me in terms of height, and that weight being pushed down on my pelvis, which has been previously separated twice now, it's ridiculous. I mean, I literally can't walk. I can't bend over to pick things up. It's getting to the point now when I drop something, I either burst into tears or silently in my head cuss, because I'm like, you son of a bitch, I've dropped you, and I'm dropping everything. It's driving me mad. It doesn't matter whether it's, a straw or a book or anything. I pick up a shoe and I've dropped it again, and it's like, to normal people this is nothing, you just bend down and pick it up, but obviously to me, being heavily pregnant, it's a nightmare. And I'm having these huge contractions, and they're all day every day basically, and I'm almost frightened to bend over because I'm sure that my waters are just going to go. Now I've been told, like I said, by the midwife today, she believes that the waters are just bulging, which is causing a lot of the lightning, cervical pain, and the pressure that I'm feeling there, because it literally feels like this baby is about to drop out of my vagina. Sorry to be crude, but that is how it feels. And it's like a sharp stabbing pain. It only happens for a few seconds, stops me in my tracks, and then I'll take another few steps, I'll be okay, and then all of a sudden it'll happen again. And you can just feel the baby on my pelvis, and the pressure there building is ridiculous. So I'm thinking that surely that means that my waters could go at any time. And based on my past history, that's always been the case. I have never gone into labour because I had a show or because I had contractions. Every single time labour has started for me is because my membranes have spontaneously erupted early. And so yeah, and based on the fact that I tend to have a lot of amniotic fluid anyway, I think that's what's going to happen this time. My waters are going to go, the head will descend, excuse me, and then things will get going. So I've been doing all I can in terms of jumping up and down on my birthing ball, particularly when I'm having contractions. I'm really getting on that ball and jumping up and down on it and trying to get baby, with gravity to help with that. And I've been like dancing around a little bit, but there's only so much you can do when you've got SPD, and I don't mean just symphysis pubis discomfort. I'm talking about symphysis pubis dysfunction, where I have something wrong with my pubic bones. Sorry if I'm distracted. I'm just seeing a really sad sight of an old man. I wouldn't say old, but he looks like someone that is homeless, and he looks completely intoxicated. It's really sad. Sorry. Completely just threw me off, but I was just watching him cross the road, staggering across the road, nearly got hit by a car. Bless him. Yeah, my emotions are ridiculous at the moment. Like, I am constantly in tears. At the drop of a hat, everything just makes me cry. It's ridiculous. Today, when she said I couldn't have the stretch and sweep, I nearly started crying when I was in her office. And I felt so silly because I thought she's going to think I'm just a typical mum that's getting frustrated at the end of her pregnancy and wants baby to come. And that truly isn't the case. And I think I've been a bit of a nightmare to live with in terms of my husband. I've been really... Because my husband, I can open up to him and tell him how I'm feeling. Because other than YouTube, I don't really have a way, obviously I can talk to my family and I'm close to my family, but with your partner you can be very intimate, and when you're on the internet, I feel like I'm one of those people that just really puts it out there. I have very limited boundaries in terms of what I'm prepared to say, and I know that a lot of people are uncomfortable with that. Everyone knows that I'm very open about public breastfeeding. I put it on the internet. I tell people about my husband. I tell people about our intimate life. I talk about my experiences before meeting my husband, stuff like that. I'm quite open, and I feel like I can do that because I feel like I'm talking and there's no one there. Like when I'm talking to my phone now, I feel like there's nobody there, and yet at the same time I know that there's viewers there, and I value your opinion and everything. And I don't know, it's a bit surreal in a way. But the point of this is that it pushed me over the edge a little bit today, because I got so wound up with the fact, you can probably see my makeup's all smudged because I've been crying. I got so frustrated with the fact that I'm not allowed to have my swoop, which means that my waters might not go sooner than what I thought. So I decided to go and buy a load of crafty stuff. So I'm going to make some baby headbands, because I've been buying headbands for this baby. Obviously it's a girl, and so I've got some really pretty different coloured, I don't know if you can see in this light, ribbon material to make some nice baby headbands. And I have all different like bows, and then I have some like baby bows, like really tiny ones. So I'm going to be making some headbands, and I haven't got a glue gun with me, but I have this adhesive stuff that's supposed to be the same, Anyway, so I'm just rambling on. So I just find it funny though that like my reaction to not having my swoop is that I'm going to make some baby headbands, and I've never made a baby headband in my life. I'm crap when it comes to crafty stuff. I'm not one of those Pinterest mums that can make their own soaps. No, I'm one of those mums that like, my drawing is atrocious, and things like this I am useless with. So yeah, it's just a little bit of fun. It's something to distract me, I suppose. I can't do much housework because of the SPD, and I'm kind of nesting mentally, but physically I can't. So this is my little way of expressing it, and it's really pathetic and sad, and you're probably all in hysterics by now. But anyway, I might show you, if I manage to make a hairband, what it looks like. I haven't looked online and seen any ideas, so this is all coming from my little crazy brain. Okay guys, I'll come back with another vlog at the minute. We're at the park, so I'm going to try and do a few videos whilst I'm here. Okay guys, I will speak to you in a minute. Goodbye!